But yeah, so we are going to talk about programmatic revenue in much more detail. So to start with, again, best practices in programmatic revenue, this is what we are going to start. Today's focus is going to be this, right? And essentially, what are the topics which are going to touch in this, right? So to start with, to define what are the various inventory types, I think this is actually something which we came to know when we started talking to a couple of our clients itself. What is that which is good? Should I run a particular expansion ad or not? Should I have a road blocker or not? So there are multiple ad formats out there which not many are aware of, right? So this is basically an introductory thing to show that these are the kinds of things which are there. What are the types of inventory which you can create on your website, right?
Yeah, the tradition way has been people in the media industries has been running by the banner ads, because it comes from that print, and print can only do banners, which is like images or those rectangle size, and the ad rates were also pretty much defined earlier in the print, in the terms of size, whether it's an 2x2 ads or 3 inches to 3 inches ad, or inches or centimeter rates, right? But in digital that changed completely, but the thought process or the understanding of people on the inventory type still has not come that long way. So once we started interacting with a lot of publishers, we realized
So
there are a lot of things. Yeah.
so, and to add to that, what changed here is essentially, see, this is a low hanging fruit, banners, right? But what can actually change in the online world is you can actually create an experience. An HTML based ad can be injected using Ad Manager. Now that gives you the power to essentially give lot of formats. You can start talking about carousels. These are something which we have implemented for our publishers also. Carousel based ads. You can have the same space reused in a different way. Expansion ads, right? All these kind of things is what we want to tell you first. Then obviously the standard formats. What is the difference between natives, displays, and video? What are the difference between the three? Something which we can do. Then we want to actually also talk here about the networks out there, right? So probably AdSense is something which everyone knows. And then what are the other things which are out there? Like for example, Columbia Ad Network, MGAD, AdX, all these guys. There are a lot of other
Native
networks that
ads.
are out there. We have almost experimented with 10 to 15 networks in our side itself, right? uh, which is something which we have already done, and we can actually kind of talk about couple of these networks which will be useful for you guys as well, right? There are certain things which you'll have to stay away from. There are certain things which our publishers have reached out to and told stay away from. So those kind of things is something which we can talk about, right? And then obviously, what is an ad serving platform? Many people mistake between Ad Manager and AdX, right? So they are two different things. What is the difference of between the two, right? Ad Manager can use ad access as background, but Ad Manager is essentially a serving platform. There are Magnate would be something which is on the same lines of Ad Manager. OpenX has its own implementation of how an Ad Manager would work, right? So there are certain things which we'll want to clarify for the people who want to have information on that. And then we talk about the metrics part of this, which is essentially the most important thing in terms of understanding where you are, what you're doing, whether you're doing it right, wrong, what are the numbers to look at, where is the areas which you have to focus. That is something which we want to talk about. And once that is there, we will concisely talk about what are the best practices which we have learned, or we are still learning from both ourselves, or both ourselves as from whatever we have interacted with our clients. So this is something, the agenda of what we are going to focus on in terms of the best practices in programmatic.